Looks like QQ is underway.
I might have to give away some games again.
Uh-oh.
Probably shouldn't do
that. Maybe you should give away Battletoads. I hear that's a classic. Alright, so yeah, it looks like QQ is definitely underway right now, and Intricacy is too. It looks like they've... Is that a rifle engineer with a Predator? Oh my goodness. I like to see that.
They brought an engineer. I don't see a Guardian. That is interesting. And tough.
Yeah, not... We'll see how this goes. This might be kind of painful.
IV has a bit of a lead, just in terms of the fact that they started earlier. Streams might be desynced just a little bit from each other.
I guess you could call this a time gate. Ha 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 ha. Maybe I should refrain from jokes like that.
You do need to learn the story of this dungeon, which is what the characters would be doing now if they were paying attention to the NPC dialogue. And QQ is underway. The door has opened for them. This first part of Aetherpath, they fight some trash mobs, some husks, and elite puppies. Interesting taking this on without a guardian. That is quite adventurous.
Guardians are really great for mowing the lawn in Twilight Arbor, getting rid of all of those little volatile blossoms. So you don't...
Flamethrower.
Oh, flamethrower too. That is actually a really good point. So I guess the engineer can be useful there in that regard.
Looks like Intricacy has gotten to the point where they are also in and engaging the trash mobs. Looks like they had a DC. Their Mesmer has disconnected and rejoined. It is just a Mesmer after all, so that should be no problem to their DPS.
But what if they were going to use Time Warp on those trash mobs?
Well, that's a bit of a problem then. But it looks like both teams are dealing with the mobs pretty decently.
Both teams are moving on. Looks like Intricacy has
found in the
caught
same
up quite a
location.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Scarlet Briar holograms making an appearance already. We can't forget about those from wonderful Season 1 of the Living Story. And we've got our Jungle Worm friends. Possibly foreshadowing of the Triple Trouble worm boss that was added into the game.
And interestingly, Scarlet Potions work against that boss, so... Or at least the ads. I'm not...
Well, that's top secret information, Mikey. You're not supposed to say that.
Well, I don't think anyone cares. No one's going to be mad about that. And it looks like Intricacy is on the Ooze puzzle. Now, for those not familiar with this, basically the mission is there's going to be two Oozes, one on the left and one on the right side of the room. You have to escort the Oozes to the other side of the room. Making it more difficult is there will be tar elementals that spawn who will attack the Oozes and try to kill them. It takes kind of precise timing to get this done. I'm interested to see how the teams will do it. This is a notoriously difficult event for pugs to deal with. So I'm kind of curious to see how the teams are going to be able to do it.
Definitely.
Intricacy has a couple of people in the room already, leading the Tar Elementals away.
So it looks like the Oozes are being routed, hopefully successfully. Looks like everything is going pretty decently so far for both teams. Maybe QQ is having a little bit of trouble, but...
Looks like Intricacy will have at least one Ooze getting there on time. And it looks like they did it. Wow, congratulations to Intricacy for pulling that off on the first try.
Definitely a feat.
That means they have passed QQ. Since they started, probably 30 seconds behind them.
Mm-hmm.
And they are already done with the event. Now there's going to be a little Scarlet intermission where you have an unskippable NPC dialogue. And
those are always the best.
They will move on to the next room where you kill some Aether Blades. And it does look like QQ is having some trouble. One of the Oozes is dead.
Hopefully the pressure is not getting to them.
I think this event just can go wrong so easily.
Definitely.
Which I think it was really impressive on Ivy's part to get that perfectly on the first try.
Definitely so.
I mean, this event is very frustrating, and I could easily see 5 minutes from now a team still being stuck here.
But then there's also the possibility that Ivy ends up having trouble with the clock heart and dies to it thousands of times, giving QQ the chance to catch up and make up for some lost time.
There's definitely some pug-busting events.
Oh yeah.
And it looks like IV is now onto Slick and Sparky. The general strategy for Slick and Sparky is to burst down Sparky first, and then kill Slick. So you're going to see the teams probably unload a lot of DPS on Sparky, and then whatever they have left, they'll put on Slick. And Sparky is now active on Intricacy's stream, and they have put a deep freeze on him, time warp, and ice bows, and he is going to melt very quickly.
About 50% HP right now. They've got one down in the party. Shouldn't be too big of a deal, though, if they can get them up quickly enough. Or they might just rally off Sparky, too. Looks like Sparky's down.
And they have moved on to Slick. And QQ still having a little trouble pulling these oozes. This is a really brutal event, and I'm glad it's not me doing it.
It's kind of like when you have to take your driving test, and the first thing they make you do is parallel park. Definitely an experience that some people can probably relate to.
And it looks like Intricacy has now killed Slick, and they are going to be moving on into the first hologram room.
So it looks like they're coming up on the holo generator for intricacy. We're gonna pull the holograms to it and kill them, and then they'll blow up the generator. That's how these things work.
And you definitely want to have your thief using his black powder here to keep all these mobs blind, because they can do a tremendous amount of damage. They're pretty deadly trash mobs, actually. And your team takes a lot of damage from the exploding holograms.
QQ finally made it past the Ooze event.
Congratulations.
Yay!
Also, just wanted to point out, there is currently no record in this meta for this path. So, whichever team puts up the fastest time will technically have the record for this path.
There's a giant Scarlet Briar hologram on the loose in Intricacy's dungeon right now. Hopefully they stop it before it gets out of control and destroys Lion's Arch again. But it looks like all of Intricacy's party is taking a lot of damage. Their thief has just gone down. Mesmer may join the thief soon.
Yeah, these exploding mobs can really do a number on you. It's very difficult to do this cleanly.
Looks like they've taken care of the Steam Watcher, so it won't be sounding any alarms. Trying to save the thief as it gets...
a clutch play with the Shadow Refuge there.
Yeah.
To get the res off successfully without the Guardian getting defeated. And it looks like Seshi might be DCing.
Uh-oh.
All the skills are flashing.
It would appear that that's what's happening.
Oh, that is bad.
Ouch.
That is rough.
He will be able to rejoin, and they will most likely be on to the next event by the time he gets back.
That is a long walk back, though.
Looks like QQ is about to encounter Slick and Sparky. And the unskippable cutscene featuring the Scarlet Briar hologram.
Alright, we'll see if QQ, with their no Guardian setup, can kill the bosses before they get killed. I'm pretty curious about that. We'll see also if they go with the tried and true strategy of killing Sparky first and then bursting down Slick. Looks like Seshi is caught back up. Didn't really lose any time with the disconnect. And they are to the Foreman Spur event. Foreman Spur, his main devastating attack is a spin, sort of like the thief steal from a warrior, where he will spin in place with double axes, doing an insane amount of direct damage and also reflecting projectiles while he's spinning.
He is truly spinning to win.
Yeah, he is, and every warrior is jealous of the capability of that spin.
Yeah, if only Axe 5 on Warrior did any kind of decent damage.
Or
then
reflected
it might be
projectiles.
Useful. Yeah. It was great a long time ago, and you could use it with lifesteal food and basically use that as a second heal skill. It was awesome.
Looks like they have killed Sparky, and now QQ is going to be trying to put the DPS on Slick. They do have some downs, and they're going to try to get everybody up before they engage Slick. Looks like they've pulled Foreman Spur. Intricacy has pulled Foreman Spur. He's into his spin, and this is where the damage comes out. They managed to survive his spin without anyone going down, which is an accomplishment. And now they've got a DPS phase, and they're going to try to finish the burn on him.
We have a couple more ads to deal with, and a second spin.
A second spin took the Ellie down, but Foreman Spur is defeated.
Not surprising.
And he will rally. They have to clear out some ads, and then they can move on to the electric floor puzzle.
Yay! It looks like QQ, though, has defeated Slick and Sparky, and they'll be moving on to some holograms.
That is a lot of enemies that Seshi just aggroed. Force them down quickly.
Where's the frostbow?
Yeah, that would have been a perfect time for Frostbow.
Missing in action, I guess.
Aww.
Looks like they've got a static field, though, to hopefully stun some mobs, and then they've got Frostbow going out right now.
Little too late for our streamer.
This could be a wipe, though. That is a lot of mobs. That is a way lot of mobs. And
Looks like this Steam Watcher might be summoning some more mobs,
Ellie's
too.
down. Oh, they have several downs. They're all taking serious damage. This could be a wipe for Intricacy.
It's looking very close.
Looks like they've rallied a little bit. They're making some progress. I think they did recover from that.
QQ also looks like they're having a rough time.
Yeah, with the holograms.
Having no Guardian for that event is pretty brutal. Stability there is very, very key for that hologram fight.
Indeed.
And that is a wipe for QQ.
Intricacy is getting up and moving on.
It looks like they've made it to the electric floor puzzle.
This puzzle is cumbersome and can get frustrating because it's yet another puzzle where you move on by manipulating enemy AI, which is not fun for anybody.
Definitely not.
In a game that doesn't have defined aggro mechanics, having to have one character hold aggro is somewhat cumbersome.
That reminds me of the old Anchor Guardian days. Those are long gone, though. Looks like the floor puzzle is progressing, though, for Intricacy.
They have the first person on the switch. Second person is on the switch. 2 more switches, and then the enemy will spawn.
I'll have to drag it over to the door controller and kill it there so it explodes and overcharges the door. Uh-oh, but they've got a warrior that has just taken some heat, it looks like.
And he's going to be able to res.
Maybe. There we go.
So they need one person to get over to that last button. And then the NPC will spawn, and they have to kite the NPC to the door, and then kill it there.
Looks like the NPC is out.
NPC is making his way across. That was a good move, using the stealth to lose aggro, so that the NPC only aggroes the one person on the far side of the room. They kill him, and they move on, and now Intricacy is on the final boss, the Clockheart. This is sort of a summary of all the mechanics you've faced so far. The Clockheart will become vulnerable when all the hologram projectors in the room are destroyed, and those are destroyed similarly to the hologram projectors you've seen before, where you destroy the holograms next to them and the explosions weaken the projector. Then the Clockheart will spawn. Most teams are likely going to LOS the Clockheart to the wreckage of one of the projectors and try to burst it down before its invulnerability phase comes on.
The Clockheart is actually kind of interesting in its appearance and its design. It's definitely got some mechanics behind it. But the hologram generators are kind of painful to deal with.
The clock heart is fun because it has a troll mechanic where the second its cutscene, or during its cutscene, it throws a projectile at your group. And if you don't have a reflect up or you're not perfectly LOS'd, you will get hit unless you immediately dodge after the cutscene. So most pug groups will have downs right at the beginning of the fight with the clock heart.
Looks like the electric floor is giving Intricacy a little bit of a problem, though. There's also another mechanic that was repeated a bit earlier in the dungeon with the electric floor puzzle. A lot of... Go on, Nike.
Has 1 or 2 more projectors to go before they summon the clock heart. Interesting that Seshi has switched to using Defiant Stance. This allows him to survive the exploding holograms and actually heal while they explode. And it looks like QQ has made it to Foreman Spur. This should be a pretty interesting fight with no Guardian.
Speaking of no Guardian, Intricacy is getting their Guardian up from probably one too many holograms to the face.
Uh-oh. So that floor is definitely a troll mechanic. It's giving Intricacy quite a few problems.
Yeah, this event would be hard enough without the electric floor. It definitely adds another layer of complexity. And it looks like they have 1 projector to go till the boss comes out. They just want to make sure they have everybody up and their cooldowns ready to go, so they don't trigger it too early and wipe to the clock heart before they're prepared.
Looks like the warrior's gone down for Intricacy again, while they prepare to get the last generator killed. And it looks like the clock heart is coming out of its chamber. They'll get ready to kill it. And there go those projectiles. Here they come. And everyone managed to survive them. Maybe. The elementalist has gone down, it would seem.
They were LOSing the clock heart? Oh, maybe not.
Uh-oh.
Foreman Spur, I guess, taking care of QQ as well.
Time warp is down on the clock heart. It looks like 2 of the members in Intricacy are as well. One's been rezzed.
Yeah, if the clock heart does go invulnerable, you can make him damaged again by luring one of the holograms to him and killing near him. That definitely adds time and an annoyingness to the boss fight and gives him a chance to wipe you. And this is his big attack that you have to dodge, or that will happen.
Ouch.
He's at about 40% health. And he's in an invuln phase. So they have to lure a hologram to him. This could be trouble for them.
2 defeated, 1 down, but hopefully rezzed soon.
3 should be enough to finish it, so long as they can manage to avoid projectiles like that.
Giant spinny gears on the floor.
Seshi is one of the better soloers in the game, so if anyone can do it, it would be him.
There's the dodge. Hundred blades.
Will they have enough DPS to get him before he goes invuln?
Looks like he
Yeah,
just
but
got
he-
thrown.
Looks like they're close. The boss is almost down. And that is it. Intricacy has won the match and is moving on to the quarterfinals.